Yesterday, a thoughtful man raised the question, why, he said, with all that has happened to us as Black people, would you speak of celebrating our history? Why would you title your book, Glory Days? I knew where he was coming from. Come, come. Come, let me tell you a Nancy story I would hear my grandmother call when I seemed in need of a little soothing down. Years later, I decoded her Caribbean lilt to learn that a Nancy was Anansi, the trickster spider who spun a web of African lore. But each of Grandma's stories, no matter its filigree, would have the same moral, the same reason for being told, to share her philosophy of life. All things are one, said Grandma. In this world, everything is related. All things are one. And sometimes in her daily sojourn, the endless struggles with her life and time, she would pause, situate herself, exhale. I'd write a book, she'd say, but who would read it? Knowing her vindication would not soon come. I remember, too, the days my grandfather would walk my cousin and me along the New York harbor to teach us about geography and life with lessons charted by the ports of call at the ships at shore. And then he'd stand at the pier, his figure etched against the sunset, his arm pointing to places we would someday, he said, have to go to see and to be. Places like Jamestown, Virginia. In August 1619, a Dutch man-of-war sailed into harbor in colonial Jamestown, traded its human cargo for food, and launched an industry so successful that even today, 400 years later, vast stretches of the African continent remain underpopulated. Slavery in the Americas consumed more than 100 million lives, but not our souls. Visiting that Jamestown site, I marvel at what happened to those first African Americans and what has sustained us, their descendants. It's a story of our sojourn and of our sojourners, a trailblazer's diary, if you will, of routes charted by our Harriets and our Hatshepsuts. And what a history we have made, what stories our lives tell. And ain't I a woman, Sojourner Truth is said to have rallied, challenging the narrowed eye of a norm. With higher expectation, we have conjured a peoplehood others have dared attempt to deny and made real the worlds we would behold. It's really quite a legacy.